the first one that I would say to caution people against is anything that has to do with burning bridges, hurting your reputation, or taking shortcuts. All of these things are going to present themselves later in a way that's maybe not so positive as your career unfolds.
So what would you give as a specific example of taking shortcuts?
So for example, if there's something where if anytime somebody comes to you and says, hey, I have an idea where you can make a lot of income really quickly with very little effort, that's a moment to sit back and pause. I've had those moments in my career, and every time they've presented themselves, it's either been short money, short term, there's been no brand building, there's been nothing to show for it after. The reputation on building those kind of things doesn't go anywhere because people don't take you seriously because there's nothing been built after. There's no brand, there's no product, there's no business. There's usually these present themselves, and maybe some of these kind of like multi-level marketing schemes, anything that sounds too good, fast cash, anything that you would maybe not be able to actually sell to another buyer is something that maybe you shouldn't think about doing.
What I would add to that is when someone tells you that you absolutely need to make a decision by a certain date, and let's say it's a Friday and they say, I need a decision by Saturday morning, and they're pressuring you and they're giving you a due date that is so quick where you have no time to think. I think that's a really bad idea. In any business deal that I do at this point in my life, I have to have space to think about it before I pull the trigger. What I've noticed in a lot of mistakes that I've made is when someone says, I need a decision by this day, and it's like so quick. It makes me feel the sense of urgency it works against you. You have to have time to sit and think. I always say to Michael, sleep on it. Maybe sleep on it for a few days. You want to give space to when someone needs a decision. Make sure if someone is asking you to sign something right away, or they're asking you for money right away, or they're asking you to do a deal or an investment, or do something with your business, or maybe it's a creator who wants to work with you. Anyone who is putting you on this really strict, quick deadline, I think you need time to sit with what you're doing before making a quick decision.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to your reputation, if you're working on anything, whether you're working in a new career or you're working on your own business, if it's something that you're not proud to tell everybody you know about and scream it from the mountaintops, if it's not something that you would feel confident putting online, that's maybe a moment to pause and say, hey, is this something I should be doing? Now, let's not get it twisted. There are many of these kind of quote unquote shortcut paths that lead to short-term money that are enticing for a lot of young people starting their career, or hell, even older people. But again, I keep trying to caution people, these are usually short-lived opportunities that aren't going to pan out to long-term success and that are going to hurt your reputation. Here's the thing. We have had personal success in our lives by guarding our reputation, and we've had to work for a long time to make ourselves and the properties we work on reputable platforms so that other reputable business people will want to work with those platforms. Whether that's a brand, if you're an influencer or a creator, you have to keep that reputation as someone who's going to deliver with integrity. If you have your own business, you want either investors or partners or bankers or other retailers to take you seriously. And that all comes down to, do they believe you are an honorable person? Do you have integrity? Do you have a good reputation? So anything that's a shortcut that's going to go against that, that's going to harm your reputation, is going to come back to bite you in the ass in the long run. So what I tell young people is, sometimes these things that pull at us, whether it's quick dollars or quick notoriety, if they hurt your reputation, you're going to spend a lifetime trying to repair that. So again, pause, realize you have time. A reputation takes an instant to destroy and a lifetime to build, and that's something to keep in mind.